What's up, everybody? It's Kent from kraftbrewmorphology coming to you today to do a little review of three thermostats that I own and that I've used in my collection. So, in my opinion, the thermostat is the most important piece of equipment you can own when it comes to setting up a safe environment for your animals. So the first thermostat I'm going to talk about is one that I see a lot in the Facebook groups, and I personally I did fall victim to this. It's very inexpensive. It runs you around $20. It's made by BNLink. It doesn't have that many features. It's just got one plug, a little digital readout, and one probe. Um, as enticing as it is due to its price, I wouldn't really recommend it. There's too many things that can go wrong with the thermostat. So most importantly, if your thermostat fails, you want it to fail in the off position. Otherwise, you're going to have a real issue on your hands. So yeah, the BN link really knocks it out of the water when it comes to price, but you're going to be skimping on quality. There's a reason why it's so inexpensive. And yes, it may work for you, and you may not have an issue, but we just want to avoid that potential issue. So I'd rather spend, $100, $200 on a better thermostat than, have this potential issue of a cheaper thermostat failing and causing harm to my animals, or possibly even causing a fire. So I highly recommend that you go with one of the next ones that I'm going to discuss. So the next one is a pretty entry level for any thermostat. It's made by Vivarium Electronics. It's a VE100. It's got one plug and one probe. It's great for like a single rack setup. Where there's not going to be too much variance in the heat in the actual rack itself. So maybe if you have, a 3 tub or a 5 tub, something like that, something where it's small. If you're just keeping, on the pet side, or a small hobbyist breeder like me. It's great. It runs, I think, about 120 or so dollars, but it works. And you might not be able to run a whole ARS rack system off of it, but you're definitely going to be able to run your 3 to 4 tub rack system, or heat tape on another type of enclosure, anything where it's just one type of heat source. The VE product works great. It fails in the off position, which is great. So if you really want to be budget conscious when it comes to purchasing a thermostat, I would go with the VE100 if you can find it. If not, you can spend a little bit more money and go with the VE200. But that should cover your basic needs as a smaller keeper. So I do have right now my VE100 is sitting waiting to be used. I purchased a hatchling rack that I'm waiting for that to come, and that's what I'm going to use this on. So right now it's sitting free because I upgraded the one on my rack system to the next one that I'm going to talk about. Now, with the hatchling on the way in the incubator, all is going well. I think we're at day 16 or 17. I'm still really excited as this is my first clutch, but in having a clutch in the incubator, I did have to purchase a hatchling rack. So at the same time, I knew I needed a thermostat for that. So I upgraded the thermostat on the racks behind me to a Herpstat 2. And this was a much needed upgrade for me because, as you can see, I have multiple styles of racking behind me, and the Herpstat 2 offers 2 probes and 2 plugs. So I can have 2 different temperature controls. So these ones here that are larger have a bit more open in the back. Same with these smaller ones here that also are open in the back. They get more airflow, so they take a little bit more to heat than something that's enclosed on all 3 sides. So I definitely needed to upgrade that thermostat. So I did purchase a Herpstat 2, roughly $240, something like that. It's the most expensive one of the 3 that I'm discussing, but moving forward, I think that will be the product that I purchase in the future as I grow and expand my collection. I really like it. Now it is the 2, so it has a lot of the same features as the 1, Herpstat 1. So it has alarms for when your temperature go out of a certain range, and it's really annoying when they go off. I learned that the hard way when I had set it up. As I was heating the rack up, it was constantly beeping at me until it got to my desired temperature. But that is a nice feature to have. So if you get a temperature spike, it'll yell at you, and you could also have set it so where it will shut off completely. It will kill the power, and that's great. So we want it to fail in the off position. So I think, though it is a little bit more expensive than your VE 100 product, I think it's worth it. This is, like I said earlier, this is something that you want to invest your money in. You don't want to have a $500 animal and then have something happen because you skimped out on a $20 thermostat. So that's a lesson that I learned that I want to impart to anybody that's listening that may want to get into ball pythons on a larger scale, or just wants what's best for their pet. Now, I wouldn't say get a Herpstat 2 for a single vivarium. It doesn't make much sense unless you need multiple zones. But a VE100 should suffice for you. But I just wanted to share lessons that I've learned over the past couple of years as I've grown my collection, what to do, what not to do. But I definitely highly recommend investing money into your thermostat. It's your most important piece of equipment you can have. So yeah, my recommendation out of the three is you go with the Herpstat 2, or something of that level of quality. But like I said, it also depends on your collection. Alright, that's it for me today. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Remember to check me out every Sunday for Snake Chat Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This weekend's guest will be Terrence and Keisha from Keys Constrictors, so I'm really looking forward to it. Make sure you check it out.